Fam, what is up with the squad? It's your favorite auntie and Uncle Tendencies. What is good? What is good? What is good? Say what's up to the fam on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitch, on X, on Instagram, and of course the fam right here on YouTube. What's good? What's good? What's good? Coming in the building. Y'all hit that like and the share because they both right there. Y'all know, I know what you're here for, so we finna get into it. Welcome back to Cess Talk Sports BY's PoliSports Tea Time, where the truth stays sharp and the convo don't come soft. Look, this ain't just hoop talk, y'all. It's black woman truth telling, political dragon, cultural accountability. Y'all know who I am, Cess favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies, and my co-host, the truth sniper, Political Lil. Political Lil, what's up?
What's going on? How's everybody today?
Yeah, we calling this one Broken Sky, the politics of player neglect. And y'all know we always got something that the fans can do. What fans can do? We always end this with some type of action. We ain't just up here whining about stuff. We pointing out what's going on and giving action, real action steps that we can take. So we gonna get into it. Michelle, aka 85 Fly, what's good? Appreciate you pulling up, fam. Hey, y'all get in this conversation with us. We want y'all in the chat. We want y'all talking back to us. We want to know y'all experiences, y'all thoughts. Ask questions. Let's really get into it. We want to make sure that we use these opportunities to really dive deep into topics and learn and grow and educate with each other. So let's get into it, because what's happening in Chicago ain't sloppy, it's strategic, it's systemic. Women's basketball on fire right now. Cassie 72, what's happening? Ratings up, new money flowing in, stars on every roster, Lil. You know what I'm saying? Black women hooping in rec centers. Did you hear me? Black women is hooping in rec centers. All right, y'all don't hear me. No recovery, no investment, still carrying whole franchises in their car. You know what it's like to carry a franchise in your car? They selling basketball out the trunk, Lil. They selling basketball out the trunk in Chicago. You hear me? Zay Jackson, what's happening? Yeah, look, you got to put your you ain't even got no locker. You just got to put your locker in your trunk. Sky ownership in front office diabolical. Andre, what's good? The Sky won a chip. It's been 3 seasons now? 3 seasons ago now?
2021.
Yeah. Since then, they signed and traded Marina Mabry, brought in Angel Reese, brought in Camila Cardoso, brought Kennedy Carter in, let Kennedy Carter go, brought in Teaspoon, let Teaspoon go. And they still ain't got a real facility. That ain't a mistake. That's the model. They don't keep starting every season forgetting to get a practice facility. They have no intention. Don't seem like to me. So here's the question. What does it say when you win big, sign stars, but won't build the basics? What does it say about this league? What does it say about how this league sees black labor once the cameras turn off? Political Lil, bring the people in. Bring the people in. Let's go. Brass Tax, what's happening? Andre, what's good?
Well, thank you, Auntie Cess. And I hope y'all felt that, because this ain't about just one team, and it sure is just not about basketball. What we're talking about is the infrastructure of respect, or lack thereof, when it comes to black women athletes. The Chicago Sky situation, that's just one example of what happens when a franchise is allowed to fall apart behind the scenes, all while profiting off black labor, black fan loyalty, and the media attention that only now seems to recognize the power of these women. But recognition without protection, that's exploitation, plain and simple. And on this show, we're gonna peel them layers back. We're gonna look at really what happened to the Sky, the exit of the black head coach, the hiring of a first white male coach, the injuries stacking up, the glaring lack of real bench and development pipeline. And then we're going to widen that lens, because if it's happening here, it's probably happening in other places as well. And there's a pattern of underinvestment in black women, and it's rooted in a long history of racialized and gendered decision-making in sports leadership. And we're not just sipping the tea today. We're going to serve some subpoenas. And most importantly, we're going to talk solutions. We're asking, what can fans do when these institutions, they failing these players and just refusing to give them all of the things and tools that they need to do their job? And how can we as fans push for policy changes within that WNBA And how do we demand better from these team ownerships? Because certainly the league doesn't seem to be putting their foot on the gas. So we have to ask ourselves how we can show up in a performative but transformative way. Because this isn't just a Sky problem. It's a call to action for anyone who claims they love this game and the women who make that magic. So, Auntie Cess, let's go on and get into it.
Yeah, we're going to get into it. I want y'all to let me know in the chat, too. Let me know in the chat, how many of y'all knew the Chicago Sky had no dedicated training facility, even after winning that chip in 2021? And let me know, what does that say about not just the Chicago Sky, but what does that say about the league's priorities? What does that say about the league's priorities as a whole, that they're not even requiring that, right? Like, think about the flip side of that with, like, how Unrivaled was so transparent about the things that they were building into just the way that they do business to provide self-care and whole care for the players that were coming into their league. So I want to throw that out there. I want to hear from y'all about how many of y'all knew that. But let's ground this in facts. Like I said, the Sky, they're not just some floundering organization. They are the last champion, the last three champions. 3 championship organizations have been New York, Las Vegas, Chicago. Think about that. Think about the state of New York. New York's so on fire, they calling it Stu York City. Stu York City. City of Las Vegas has stepped up and gave the players extra $100,000. Meanwhile, in Chicago, 2 years in a row. Meanwhile, in Chicago, they waiting their turn on the shower at the Y. Ain't nobody got time to be messing around with them. Nobody don't got time to be messing around with them. They have had no elite facility for over 20 plus years. Over 20 plus years, they have not had an elite facility. Think about that. You've been working someplace for 20 years, and you got to take your computer and all your belongings home every night. Ain't nowhere to leave. Think about that. You just been putting in work. All that after you take your shower, you got to pack everything up in your bag and carry it out. You ain't got no place to keep it. It's so sad that Chicago and WNBA has not done anything. Okay, Angels of Purpose, you knew it. Sounds of Solace, you didn't know. Cassie, you didn't know. Not surprised. Okay. No consistent investment in player health. Think about that. It's not just the facility. It's not just the practice facility. Think about that. You don't even have no place to even just rest your mind after you practice. No place to just recover. Where's the ice buckets or whatever they get in now, the cryotherapy and all that fancy stuff they had down in Unrivaled? No real infrastructure. It's just vibes and some borrowed gyms. Can we use your gym this week? That's not an accident. That's a choice. And it's deliberate neglect and the disrespect. So the disrespect, and this blew my mind. I don't know how many of y'all knew this, but I didn't really dig into Gabby Williams' Chicago situation until Lil brought it to my attention. So Gabby Williams told her what it was like. CEO Adam Fox got up in front of the players with a PowerPoint. He took the time to put this thing on a PowerPoint, like put it up on a big screen, point it out to you, and told these women, we don't invest in you because you don't make us money. Well, then who in the hell is in here making us some money? Who in here is making us money? We ain't. Who bringing in the money? Don't make no sense. That's not bad business, but that's that plantation logic, Lil. That's that plantation logic. They make the money. They are the brand, but still get told they ain't worth it. Solo Sharon, what's good? Been a while since I've been on. I had just fall back from the dub. I just be feeling some type of way about certain things. Dub with the dub. I know. We all do. I say it every day. You got to work. You got to fight every day to be a fan of the WNBA. You got to fight every day to be a fan of this league. It's a fight. I know what you mean. Sometimes you just got to rest your mind from it. Sometimes I just go live and talk college hoops because I miss it. But when Gabby went overseas to get paid, let me get back to this. So, first of all, they told him, we ain't going to pay you because you don't make us no money. So then Gabby said, that's cool. I'm going to go get me a second job. Not quit. I don't want to work here no more. I'm still going to do everything that you need for me to do, but to take care of me, I'm going to go get a second job. You know what they did when she did that? Suspended her. Not for breaking the rules, but for chasing what the league wouldn't give. How you go suspend me for going to get a bag you don't want to give me? A bag you told me I wasn't worth. Think about that. That's what exploitation looks like, y'all. Black women create the value and still get shortchanged. It's not just sloppy. I keep telling y'all, it's systemic. Y'all get tired of hearing me say it. But let's name it. Let's challenge it. Let's move, y'all. Lil, when a CEO justifies player neglect with a PowerPoint in their face about profit, what does that tell us about how Black women athletes are viewed within the WNBA business model?
It tells us that Black women athletes aren't being seen as people. They're just being treated like products. And that PowerPoint presentation wasn't just about dollars and cents. That's called a corporate. That's a corporate tool to dehumanize these women. And it sends a message that unless you bring immediate financial return, I ain't want to say like a streetwalker, you don't deserve basic investment.
Hey, oldest profession out there, Lil. Don't be embarrassed.
And that's not just bad business. That's racial capitalism. And it exposes how Black labor is extracted and minimized, even in a league that's built on predominantly Black talent.
In the chat, y'all let me know. If you're a part of a fan advocacy group, what demands would you make of team ownership when it comes to infrastructure and player investment? That's a real question. We want to know what would be the things that you would demand as a fan. Because I think we forget the power of our dollar and our role in this as the consumer. They entertaining us. We got to say in this. We got to say in how we show up for that too. So I see Cassie with the question. How did the Aces get the facility before they won the championship? Oh, the Aces ownership is quite different. Yeah. Right? So the Aces are owned by Mark Davis and who's also the owner of the I was going to say the Oakland Raiders because it's such a habit. The Las Vegas Raiders. And they invest very differently. They invest very differently. They Mark, I don't know that Mark knows a whole lot about basketball, let alone women's basketball, but he came into it wanting to partner, right? Wanting to make sure that they were successful. Now we got some stuff that's going on in our house that we got to try to figure out. Just the Las Vegas Aces in general, but yeah, they were invested in early. They were expected to win. They came in with a championship mentality. So they gave them what they needed to go be champions.
Mm-hmm.
They set them up for success.
He understood the assignment.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I was born in 1957. I remember my brother's team wore mismatched uniforms handed down from the white schools. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's wild. They just sent them the uniforms over from the other school.
Mm.
Wow. I mean, I can respect that because I always talk about the fact that you couldn't even grow up and be a pro athlete. When I was a kid, you couldn't grow up and be a pro basketball player. Wherever you don't go to school, pro basketball where? Pro basketball was playing in Tennessee. That was about it. But let's be clear. Let's be clear. The players been talking. They've been talking loud, and the resistance I feel like has been. It ain't coming from the margins no more. The resistance is coming from the court. Gabby Williams called out the mind games. That PowerPoint, it wasn't just disrespectful. It was like psychological warfare. And I know in the comments y'all be like, "Oh, y'all be putting too much on it." No, we don't put enough on it, and that's why we take the time to do these shows and call it out. It's psychological warfare. She said it made players believe they didn't deserve investment. That ain't just economic. That's corporate gaslighting wrapped in charts. Then came Courtney Williams. Now, go court. She didn't hold back. Called the facility what it was, a basic rec center. No post-game hotel rooms. Can you think that? But think about that. Y'all to finish it, and they like, well, hey, y'all figure out where y'all gonna stay tonight. We'll see y'all in the morning. What? And then so she told him straight up, I ain't coming back till y'all build something real. That's not bitterness. That's boundaries. That's knowing your worth. That's power. That's protest. That's refusal. She called this guy corner cut, and she ain't wrong. People been saying it, but they've been whispering it. She said it on record. What we see now, the front office want to shape the story. But the players, especially the black and brown players taking the mic, this ain't just about the gyms or the paychecks. It comes down now to about their dignity, about rejecting the you should just be grateful narrative. You playing basketball, ain't you? You playing basketball, ain't you? So okay, yeah, I am. But it's some things that I should receive just as basic necessities for doing my job. So this resistance is political, it's personal, it's necessary. What do you make of Gabby Williams saying players were brainwashed into accepting substandard conditions, Lil? And how do you see corporate messaging being used to suppress athlete empowerment?
You know, what Gabby said is powerful because it reveals the psychological gains behind the financial one. Now, that kind of corporate messaging is meant to wear players down, to make them feel like neglect is normal and ambition, that's ungrateful. And it's a form of manipulation disguised as management. And see, by framing everything around the profitability of the organization, they suppress any talk of equity, dignity, and standards. And it's a tactic, used to make the players question their own worth. And that's why speaking out like Gabby did is revolutionary and very necessary. And you can see it all in the talks going on behind the CBA. They sent Elizabeth Williams making that comment that what they sent back, in terms of negotiation was a slap in the face. It's just a mindset where, these are Black women and they are to be disrespected, even with all that they accomplished and 27 years of you being able to hide the books. So that they have no idea how much money they have made these owners. It's a well-kept secret, and well-guarded secret. So you can't determine your value because you don't know what kind of money is being made.
Exactly. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all run them likes up. Hit the like and the share. They both right there. I need 5 of y'all. Share this conversation out right now. And if we share it in the chat so that we know you pushed it out. Let them know we're talking about this right now. If players are calling out conditions publicly, right? What should fans be doing in response? Are we showing solidarity or are we just watching the drama unfold?
We're not doing enough, and we should form advocacy groups. I mean, it's us spending our money, spending our time, and if you don't have no fans in sports, you don't have no business. Fans got to show up. Sponsors coming because fans, they get to talk to 20,000 people at one time or 10,000 people at one time or whatever. You don't have licensing agreement. I'm gonna tell you all another thing. You're running out here buying these young ladies jerseys, paying 40, 50, sometimes up to $70. They're not getting any money from that. The way that the CBA is structured, they are not making money off jersey sales because unlike the guys, they don't have a BRI set up in the CBA. So, ticket sales, none of that is going to the players. All they're basically getting is a salary to do a job. And to me, they being pimp played and hustle. Now, that's just my opinion.
That's how I go. But and the thing is, I mean, listen, I'm not going to act like we just talking. There's very much a pimp system set up in somebody there. Somebody is the pimp and somebody doing the work in every situation. You got to figure out who you are in a situation, right? So I love the fact that I have these platforms, right? But I'm not gonna act like when y'all send us the super chats, YouTube take theirs off the top. So that's why you see content creators push back out their cash app, push back out other ways to send to us so that we get all of what you're sending to us. Because we got to split it with the platform. If it goes to the platform, we don't have a say in how that split is, but we sign up for that split. Now, I will say that YouTube is good about trying to figure out how to help make more money and do other things. So there's a way that you partner in that, but they're not trying to do no partnering right here. You selling the jerseys and they taking all the money. And then not only did they take all of the money, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the WNBA delayed the sale of the unrivaled jerseys because they had to get all of that figured out before they allowed them to sell them jerseys with those players' names on them.
Yeah, so, they definitely got a sharecropping arrangement.
Yeah, they hands too many hands involved in the WNBA to make it run. It's not 50-50. Right. There we go. Yeah, crank that. We talked about that. You got three. You got to split it with 3 landlords, and then you want your piece too. So we out there doing all the work. We gonna split it in 4. I mean, at least in the pimp situation, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. You understand? It's just 2 people got to come to an agreement. They got to sit down and come to an agreement with 4 different people. They the ones doing all the work. Think about that. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Make sure y'all run them likes up. So let's shift gears real quick, because this ain't just a bad look. This could be a legal issue, and we keep bringing that up because I'm hearing more and more little legal conversation around some of the stuff that's going on in the WNBA. With that, starting with that Nikki Blue suit. But if the Sky refuses to invest while other teams provide real facilities, that might fall under economic discrimination, especially under the Title VII that we keep talking about. If players can show unequal treatment. Now, if I'm doing the same job as you, and when you go to work, you got a locker room and a snack room and
a locker,
you know, all these things, and then I got to carry my stuff into my backpack. Seem like there's some legal smoke there, not just PR. Seem like that's some real legal smoke. And let's keep it 100. The WNBA could fix this. The WNBA could absolutely fix this. The league can set mandatory facility standards right now. How the hell you got a league? How the hell you got a league without standards as far as what the facility should require? How does that even make sense? Everybody can just do what they want to do. No. If a team can't meet them, fine them. If they can't pay the fine, make them sell. Pressure them. Being an owner ain't just about having money and being able to walk around and tell somebody you're an owner. It's also about protecting the people who make the league possible. The players, the fans, the culture, period.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum standards for facilities across the league, country, notary, exactly. But here's the real tea. It can't just fall on the league. Yeah, everybody have a good day today. We got power too. Fans, media, community. We can organize. We can petition. We can send legal briefs to the Dub and the Players Association. When players and fans and public move as one, the change becomes unavoidable. Franchise ownership is a privilege, y'all. It should be a privilege, not a right. And if you can't meet the basic standard of care for the people that are delivering the product for your franchise, your seat at the table need to be on the line. Let's apply the pressure, man. Hashtag broken sky. Y'all gotta let them know. Hashtag sky broke. It ain't falling. The sky is broken. Owner's fined for not meeting stated standards. Exactly. Owner put on a timeline to fix the standards, not just pay the fine and then we'll see. No. You know how they do in the city? Pay the fine and we'll be back in 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back in 60 days. Didn't Chicago break ground on the training facility? Oh, goodness. Here we go. It's a picture of Reese with that shovel. Okay. So they broke ground. Did they drop a brick yet? Somebody in Chicago that's close by, somebody tell me. Have they? Because here's the thing. Last time I checked, here's how I know when something get ready to happen. You know, they come on, they do the little ribbon cutting, and that's cute. They're going to get started, and everybody got their hard hats and all that's cute. They take the pictures. But then you know what else what happened after that? Let me tell me if y'all seen it in y'all neighborhood. They come on, they start spreading them little orange and yellow lines all over the place. This going to be a gas line. This going to be a water line. Them little flags start popping up. Y'all tell me any flags out there? All right, let me know. These things take money. Got to turn a profit. Here's the thing. We ain't seen the books, so we don't know if they turn a profit. They'll tell you that they didn't. Till they open the books, we don't know. But I'm not buying the narrative that they ain't turning a profit. Too many people going to the games. Too many jerseys. Too many people wearing jerseys. So ain't no money being made nowhere. Stop playing. Yeah, they didn't publicize that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, Jackie, how you doing? They said we'll have a beauty salon. They also said that it will be done by December 2025, ready to play in 2026. Not they trying to stall. They got a reputation for being cheap. Lil, we've seen cases where owners were forced out for racism, misconduct, but could we see a legal case built around economic neglect and racial disparity in how resources are distributed in the league? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and honestly, I think it could happen. If the teams are consistently under-resourcing Black women players, while others receive better treatment, that's not just bad optics. That could actually be a Title VII violation rooted in economic discrimination. And the law doesn't just protect against overt racism, it covers disparate impact. And if that impact of neglect disproportionately harms Black women, Black athletes, there's a legal path to challenge it. And it's time we stop seeing these as just business decisions and start framing them as civil rights issues. You know, just like, please stop letting these people lie to you and tell you that they've been in business 27 years under some tax write-off. The IRS, you better be trying. They better look at your books and see that you are absolutely trying to turn a profit. And you're not going to run up in there. It's not a toy and it's not a game. And you're not going to get over on the tax system, you know, by pretending, you know, that you're out here doing nothing to turn a profit. There's no way you could pay salaries and other expenses in a business if you're not making revenue. You got to be making revenue because your revenue has to cover your expenses. Now, profit, let me give you a little bit on profit. It ain't got to be a total 100, 200, 300% profit. You know, anything over a dime of your expenses is considered profit. Now, it might be just 1, 2, 3%, but it's right, a profit. Right. You have profit margins. And if he had explained to the young ladies in the PowerPoint presentation that we were looking for 10, 15, 20% profit margins, you know, before we do any further investment, that's fine and dandy. But this sports is different. Mm-hmm. You don't come into no sports arena. You know, the Valks, did the Valks do a PowerPoint presentation and tell their kids, as soon as you make us a profit, we're going to build you a facility? Heck no. And you know what? They went and built a first-class facility for those young ladies, and they turning a profit because they playing like they elite and belong somewhere. They in Chase Center selling out 18,000 seats. Best attendance in the league. 18,000. And listen, that's not a knock on Atlanta. Understand, that's not a knock on Atlanta. Atlanta sell out every game, 8,500. I'm happy. I'll sell it out. Sell it out. But you have to give the ladies an opportunity to be able to put the best product on the floor. And so this is a great question. How does Chicago care for the players' bodies? They don't. Come on, y'all. Come on. I'm going to take y'all back to last season. Let's go back down memory lane for a minute. Do y'all remember that shower curtain in that gym they had split across the back of that room? Do y'all remember? That multi-purpose table they had sitting up there with no cover on it? Do y'all remember Angel walking in there to be introduced and nobody being there? Do y'all remember the birthday gifts, the tackies? Ooh, did you see the all-star cakes that the Mystics gave their two rookies and compared them to the cheesy congratulatory thing that they did in Chicago? Oh my goodness. So you know, it's choice here. And all of us, listen, all of us have been in this situation where you had $20 to put together the best decorations you could. You're going to put it together. You're going to get a couple of streamers. You're going to get a couple of balloons. You're going to sprinkle a couple of little glitter, little stars, some stickers, and move on. They ain't do nothing. They ain't even trying to do that. They're not trying to care for the players' bodies. Again, think about that. The fact that I don't have a locker when I get finished. I don't have a gym that I can just go to if I want to get some extra shots up. Where would I go? I got to see if it's available. It makes no sense. We have some other comments here. Do you think that they picked Indiana to hold the All-Star game because it would bring in the most money? This year they picked Indiana. It was all about Caitlin. I think I don't know if they had picked Indiana even before Caitlin was there. Like, I don't even know if it was really on the list. I think it's about Caitlin. I think people were feverish about the fever, and now they better be careful because the Indiana Fever look better without Caitlin on the floor in a lot of situations now. So, you know, I watched the game yesterday, and quite honestly, when as the team did better without Caitlin on the floor, the crowd got quieter. So I'm watching Indiana. Could ownership clauses be written into the CBA?
I don't see why not. I mean, I would negotiate for it. But
all of those things could be written in as policy, you know, in terms of facilities, what medical thing has to be given to the player.
But why should I have to write that into? Why should I have to write that into a collective bargaining agreement? How come the way you do business isn't just making it mandatory that there is first class care provided for all of the athletes in your league? What is so ingenious about that? Like, how do y'all think about that from the top, off the top? Everybody just happy to just riding around, slapping their basketball bags in their cars. Everybody got time. Look, come on, y'all. If a practice facility is not built by next year, they will lose Reese and Miller for sure. So I know, and I think somebody said that they're under contract, and they are. But as I said since last year, I think that Reese or Camilla will be the first to force a trade. You haven't really seen a player in the WNBA sit down and be like, until you do right by me. Until you do right by me, ain't nobody did it yet. So it's gonna take that. So I think that we can see something like that, but I'm hopeful that the negotiation that takes place with the CBA addresses so much of this stuff that everybody's able to just get to the business of basketball. It's so much, they're doing so much other stuff that they can't even just get to the business of basketball at every organization. I think the sky will be sold soon. That's why they're not outright owning the facility. Please let me know why you think that. Let me know. The entire league and fan need to shout out loud. Use the internet. Negativity is loud on social media every day. Let's use it for something that's needed for change. Please. What's the city issue? Let me know. 3,500. Thank you. Keep me straight. They only selling out 3,500, but it's sold out. Hey, they be rocking in Valhalla. You see, I seen Big Drip in Valhalla. People is traveling to Valhalla to watch basketball. Usually, when owners are losing money off an asset, they have some value. They sell it. Not these owners. Everybody got their all-star gift, but Reese didn't get no gift. What?
They'll come to the game with some flowers or edible.
Oh yeah, I know y'all sell out. I said 8,500. I gave y'all more credit than y'all got seats for. But Atlanta sold out every week, and people like they should go to a bigger arena. No, they don't. No, stay right where you at. Keep selling that thing out. Did you see how Phoenix reacted? Rock for AT and Satu. Oh no, I ain't seen them. We said that's why she have not shout out come to game this year. She have not. I don't know what you're telling me, Toy. Let me know. And the party the Mercury gave for AT and Satu, I got to see it. They may as well practice at a church gym. That's what I'm saying. At least they can pray and get a little bread and wine after practice. You know what I'm saying? Practice on Sunday when they feed the church. You know what I'm saying? Get a chicken dinner or something. Yeah. CC's in trouble. You better know it. They fans is in trouble because for them to win, she got to sit down. Capitalism, that's why. Is the green heart supposed to show cash? I think so. You gotta let me know. I don't know what you mean by the green heart. They have medical, capitalism. If I was Reese, I would pair with Cash App and get another building facility, name it after. So here's the thing. How come the owner, who is a real estate mogul, don't just get a facility? Reese shouldn't have to partner with nobody. The owner is selling and buying up real estate all over the nation.
Commercial real estate at that.
How you ain't got no facility in 20 years? He passing up facilities he could put something. Come on, y'all. It's like, yes, it says SJ. Yes, it does. City issue seats in Chicago and fan support. Why would they sell? They bought it for $2 million, and New York just valued at $500 million. Sell it because you're not doing right by sell it because you're not doing right by the fans. That to me, that's why. Like, why buy something and then just let it sit there and rot? Basically, is what you're doing. You got something that's viable here. You got something that's worth something. You got something that brings pride to the city, that brings jobs to the city. The better they do, the more people come to the city. This is a real opportunity for the city. A real opportunity to bring big money to Chicago in the summertime, when Chicago is, all I keep hearing about is how beautiful Chicago is in the summer.
Fabulous city.
All the stuff that you can do in Chicago after the game, before the game. Come spend a week in Chicago for the game. Partner with the Chicago Sky and the WNBA. Why the hell ain't the next place for the All-Star game already being talked about being in Chicago at the United Center? Because if you could do it in Indiana, you could with Caitlin, you could definitely do it in Chicago with Angel and Camilla. How is that already not the plan? The partnership work.
Because they put even though Caitlin didn't play in that game, 20,000 people still came to the United Center to watch women's basketball.
The Valkyries deserve one. I wish the W will force a sale. Probably get bought by the Bulls based on the trends and the expansion. I hate that. I'm not pushing. Do the Sky have that fan base? Angel Reese do. Angel Reese got 5 million followers. I'm sure she could talk to a few thousand of them to come to Chicago. She's gonna bring the stars out anyway. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. As soon as you say the party is in Chicago for the WNBA, can you think of the stars gonna pop out? Oh, really? Meg Thee Stallion, the NBA players, the NFL players. The city would be on fire.
All of them came out last year.
You say, nah. You don't think Angel Reese make them pop out?
They popped out last year.
Anybody that's in Chicago, to go to the games when they home. Here's the thing. That would be like me saying you just a YouTube fan. Did my Cash App hit? You goddamn right it did. Now, will all 5,000 of my people come at the same time? No. But if I say I'm having a Cess Talk Sports pull-up, will some of them show up? Absolutely. See, here's the thing. Y'all stop pushing. Y'all stop buying into a narrative that those are just Instagram fans. Instagram and social media is what's moving the world right now. How many fans you got on Instagram determine how much money you make in NIL. Don't discount what it means with the number of. Who gives a? Here's the thing. She got dragged on the internet. Where are the Chicago fans? They here. I don't know where you've been. Come around here some more. Come hang out around here some more, so you can see how we get out around about Angel around here. Seems like you've been on the wrong content creator channel. If she ain't getting drugged around here, we demand a goddamn respect around here every time we speak her name. Because see, around here last year, she was known as Calling Angel Roy. We was calling her Rookie of the Year from the time she hit it first. Dream fans hang out here too. You don't got to just be a Chicago Sky fan. See, the thing about Cess Talk Sports is what we are here first is a fan of women's basketball. What we are here first are truth tellers. What we are here first are demanders of receipts. What we are here first is you not putting no bullshit on our face. And we're going to stand up and push back on every bullshit narrative that there is out there, especially anyone that they trying to push about a black woman. Because I've been living too long for it. So, no, don't let nobody tell you them just Instagram fans. These motherfuckers is out here fighting about Instagram fans right now. If basketball stopped right now, Angel Reese money continues. You better believe it. Because she's a brand built on social media. Her Instagram fans all over the world. Don't fall. People's out here making millions of dollars on Instagram. Don't let nobody ever tell you them just Instagram fans. Who you think sold out them shoes? Who you think sold out them shirts? Who you think sold out them Reese's Pieces cereals? Who you think sold out them McDonald's meals? All them Instagram fans got their ass right off Instagram and went where her stuff was. A lot of people was upset with Chicago, but don't let nobody tell you that all she got is Instagram fans. Don't ever let nobody belittle what that brand is. Like, oh, them just Instagram fans. Them Instagram fans spilling buku money. And you know how I know? Because it's big brands partnering with her. You know how I know? Because all she got is Instagram fans. But you know what? She was the only one with Instagram fans at the Met Gala out the WNBA. She was the only one at the Met Gala, on the Met Gala committee with them Instagram fans. She was the only one that she the one that had the Met Gala jumping last year. People waiting on the ticket to the Met now because of Angel. Right off Instagram. She went from 200,000 on her podcast to millions of views within 2 months. She's a powerful brand. And anytime somebody don't, so what if they act like she don't have any support? You don't let nobody act like. Man, I'm about to get on my soapbox in here. You got to come back around here more often. How you gonna let somebody act like something is true that you know is fucking that you know is a lie? How? How you gonna let somebody tell you something that you know a lie? Oh. Then tell them you don't got social media. You Angel is a boss around here. Instagram run the world. You don't believe me? See how hard they fighting over TikTok. The impact of mainstream media on some of the masses is real. Yeah, for real. All you got is YouTube. Stick around YouTube. But here's the other thing that I'm gonna tell you. Even if you own YouTube, and we're gonna get back to this basketball conversation, but I gotta tell y'all this. Like, share, subscribe. Your social currency, your social media currency is power, and it's valuable. Use it wisely. I'm gonna check. I'm sorry. I'm gonna check. I got on my soapbox. Hold on. Let me check. Hold on. My bad. But that matters. So when we say like, share, subscribe, that pushes the algorithm. That pushes shows and conversations like this out there to let them know we want more of this and less of the bullshit. So when we say like, share, subscribe, spend your social media currency wisely. And you rich. You're more rich than you know. So I read Sky revenues of 12 million and another double that amount. Everything is secretive. Lacking facilities put them at a great disadvantage of attracting top free agents or retaining talent. Definitely retain the talent. One second. Sorry about that, y'all. So yeah, I mean, we here for these conversations, and when you don't have any of that, we here for these kind of conversations. My bad, y'all. And when you don't have those type of things, we want to make sure that we here answering those kind of questions. A bag of chips and a fruit punch. What? Appreciate this support. Oh, shake the show. Appreciate the support, fam. Appreciate the support for the conversation. What's up, KB? So yeah, we want to be able to educate and have those type of conversations. Like Instagram, TikTok, people making big money on those things. They making big money and they paying for your followers. Brands are partnering with people with followers. Your followers, your likes, your subscribes, that matters. They looking for it. We should mind our own thought process as well. We can feed into the narratives and we can also dispel them. You got the power. Yeah. Social media currency. Angel's so big, Mattel allows her to use the name of their biggest brand, Barbie, for free. Angel doesn't have an endorsement contract with them. Mattel's so crazy, I'd have been put out a WNBA Angel Barbie. They're flying off the shelf for Christmas this year. You hear me? Equipment angels. You hear me? Be equipment angels everywhere. Angel Reese's Pieces jumped right in there. They say it was so good they made a candy and a cereal. If this guy were losing money, why would you keep it for 20 years? See what I'm saying? See, got to make sense. Man, we just losing money for 20 years. For 20 years. That's free advertising for them too. You better believe it. I'd have a WNBA Barbie line. I don't know what they waiting on. They should have been had one. Cheryl, Swoop, Dawn, Staley, all kind of shapes, sizes,
Exactly.
colors. They could be selling Barbies all over the world. I have a WNBA Barbie cartoon. So for real, they be sick of me. She needs to politic that into a deal. Angel, her brand is so crazy. Like, she's partnered with Cash App. She's doing so many great things. Shout out to Angel. Just yesterday, I think she went on. She won. Was she Player of the Month, or Player of the Week, or Player of the Month? She dropped her signature shoe, and she also got the cover of the WNBA version of 2K26. But people will have you think that she's not a brand. She's not marketable. She's so marketable. Wait until they get into that Paris model. Best believe they see Angels rise. Oh, I know they do. A Barbie mansion, a Barbie court. Yeah, they big mad about that 2K cover, but I don't care. Because, see, the thing about the 2K cover throws everything that they say about Angel not having a game under the bus. When the last time 2K had a non-hooper on the cover? When the last time NBA 2K had a non-hooper on the cover? You can't put somebody on the cover. Somebody said in the chat that they can't put somebody on the cover that's going to be a 70 on the game. They be 99s, 98s, 96s. So the Bubba Wallace NASCAR thing, I saw that on Facebook, but I couldn't confirm that anywhere else. So I'm not sure about that one. I'm checking that. I'm checking that out. Jeff, I appreciate you. Thank you. Let me say this too, and I can't take credit for how this thing came up. I saw a pic too, but I don't know if that it looked photoshopped. It looked photoshopped. I'll say that. This thing right here, this Cess Talk Sports, Political Lil being up here, this didn't happen by accident. Like, this is a community. I came on here and just built a community of people, like-minded people. Find my tribe. We want truth. We want respect. We want to hang out like we hang with our virtual cousins. We want to laugh. We want to cry. We want to learn. We want to argue. We want to debate. We want a safe space where even when we argue, even when we debate, it's no disrespect. And we walk away still loving this place and coming back to it. Political Lil. I tell you all the time, Political Lil. I thought Political Lil was gonna get me thrown off YouTube. I was so scared of Political Lil. Every time I put a video up, it would be something really nice, and she'd be like, the politics of it. And I'd be like, Lil, they by the tree. You know what I'm saying? Political Lil was like, it's politics and everything, and I didn't want to talk politics. But the more I watched the WNBA, the more I realized that I had to amplify this platform for the Black women that people that aren't being amplified.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa Witherspoon was the last straw. If I don't do nothing, I might as well say something to the few people that's listening here, and then ask them people to push it back out. But also ask people not to click on the stuff that doesn't make sense. Don't put on the stuff that don't click on the stuff that pushes crazy narratives. Mm-hmm. Have a P5 and for the kids, 2K is the basketball game. That's what I'm talking about. I wonder if the women in the league have access to this. Well, in my heart of hearts, I believe it gets there some kind of way. Yes, I ain't a heavy gamer, so I just play every once in a while. But still, you know what I'm saying? My sister's an accountant. The W never turned in a profit in 27 years. It's propaganda. Best believe some IRS brass are getting nice Christmas gifts and vacation packages for the narrative to be 27. Woo! Okay, KB. You seen the PowerPoints. When is the next Sky game? And will you have it here? So we hang out for all the WNBA games. Always here live. The next Sky game is not until Saturday at 1, and it's against Minnesota. So yeah, we'll be here for that. I'm here so we don't actually show the games, but that's our hang out with your virtual cousins. You just talk hoops, see what you're seeing. But yeah, please come back and hang out. Shout out to Auntie Political Lil for always shedding the light on the political side of the game. Now, dear, what's good, fam?
All right.
Yeah, Political Lil. I wrote Political Lil into this. I say, hey, you want to come up on up here? AB, I'm glad that you praying to God. I'm praying to God that you have a great day and find your tribe, because it's not here. We talk sports here. So, but appreciate you stopping by. Asia's not playing today. Asia's out. Went to the Sky game here in Atlanta. Half the crowd had on Sky jerseys, of course. Dare to search. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you stopping by. Come back again. Oh, wait, leave it too fast. I was supposed to check. Got it, fam. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great day, fam. But let's get back to the conversation too because we got a game coming up. I want to make sure we wrap this up. So, Leo, the question I had as we think about where we go from here, if the league fails to act, how powerful do you think fan-led advocacy campaigns can be? Can fans and players together really change ownership culture in the WNBA?
Yeah, fans.
I got you.
Fan power is really real, especially in the league where the culture is still growing and deeply community driven. When fans organize, owners listen, and then you add the players' voices to that, and you got a coalition, that can disrupt these narratives, apply financial pressure, and demand policy shifts. Change don't usually come from the top. It comes from the people who love and labor for this game, and that's us. And if we act like stakeholders, we can reshape the ownership culture from passive exploitation, to some active accountability. We can make a difference. With what we planning, we're gonna reach out to the WNBA, and we're gonna let them know what our thoughts are. We're doing these shows and building a case that they can go back and look at it, because they may be thinking they may not be thinking of it as discriminatory the way we seeing it. But fans do make a difference, and because they cut your money off. You ain't got a business without customers. It's just that simple.
Hey, I love that. Yeah, you're right. And the change does come from the roots, not the branches. Yeah, call it out. I love it.
That's a good.
Yeah, Alicia Gray. Alyssa Thomas definitely MVP. And don't get us wrong. Like me and Leo, not even like we don't necessarily like the same teams. We don't necessarily like the same players. We don't necessarily agree about basketball all the time, right? But we agree about the growth around women's basketball and the narratives that should be around women's basketball and the importance of pushing back. Did y'all see Angel and her mom call out RG3 for trying to take up for Angel, and him saying that he talked to Angel people in her circle? Oh, no. I didn't see it. See, so it was good.
RG3.
Yeah.
RG3. He got tore so bad. He trying to redeem himself. We don't need you coming back and forth. You stepped over the fence into that area. You need to just stay there. Ain't nobody I don't want to hear nothing he got to say. He got called on the carpet.
They want you to explain dribble drive action like we don't know that that's about spacing and making the right passes based on what the defense gives. We don't got time to play with you, AB. Move around. We talk real hoops. We talk real hoops over here. Just move around. You're not here to have a real conversation with us. AB stepping. Yeah, get to stepping. You're not here. We're not here for that. I'm pretty sure the last time RG3 talked about Reese's wife sold out on some product she was selling. He trying to get. Oh, okay. AT should be at the front of the MVP conversation. AT, Alicia Gray, AB,
and a guard ain't won it in how long? Who's the last guard won an MVP? Ooh.
That's a good question. Who was the last guard to win MVP, yo?
Because they
y'all know better than me. Oh, he spoke again after that. Oh God.
He gonna keep talking till somebody knock his teeth out.
That's crazy. Would you support a petition or fan-led campaign demanding this guy build a proper facility or even call it for new ownership if they refuse? Y'all let us know why or why not. You too, Lil.
Oh, I'm planning on trying to put something together. I mean, I know that the sky is, in motion, but my thing is that I want it to be a policy in the league that these players have top-notch facilities. I'm not looking just at one team. I'm talking about across the board. And if you can't make the cut, then they need to be cut out. If you can't afford to provide a workplace, because keep in mind, this is a workplace. This is just not you lucky to have this. No, this is where I come to work. I should not be coming to work as a pro athlete in a rec center. Not where anybody could come step up in there and play.
Remember, AT said they were trying to practice for the playoffs and their birthday party was going on. The little 2-year-old birthday party was going on the same court. They split it in half. There's a birthday party going on over here, and we are getting ready to play in the playoffs right here.
Right, exactly. That's crazy.
Because they rent the facility out to make a little money on the side. So while we getting ready for the playoffs, little Jimmy getting it, but having a 2-year-old birthday party. They got to do better. They got to do better by all the women in the league. There should be a league minimum standard for work conditions. Yo, and it took 28 years for nobody to think of that. That's the part that's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
RG3 posted a picture of a monkey on a 2K26 cover. I hope that wasn't real.
When he post his own picture?
Yes, why? Angel is rent-free and people mad. It's crazy. You have to buy a master lock for your locker, or does this guy provide the lock for the locker? What you mean? You put your stuff in your trunk when you leave, your car.
Ain't no lockers.
Lock for what? What locker? Man, you carry your stuff in there in that gym bag and carry it out in the gym bag. You cut your lock off like they do at the gym at the end of the day. What?
Oh, man. That's crazy.
I can't believe this, y'all. If you don't meet the standard, you have 1 season to get your shit together, or the league assumes control of your franchise. So here's the thing. The league want to assume control of the franchise, and the league is trying to get a lot of NBA ownership in there, and I'm more interested in independent ownership like what's going on in Las Vegas, and ownership that's going to allow for Black and Brown led ownership groups. So I'm not pushing to just marry back up the NBA. I didn't necessarily think it needed to be married to the NBA anyway, but that's my opinion. Are there teams worse than the Sky in terms of working environments, conditions? I think that everybody at least has some kind of plan for a facility, but it's teams without facilities. Yep, it's some teams without facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney talked about it. They rent lockers at the back of the rec and shower with everyone else. Yeah. You trying to shower, somebody talking about, Angel, that's you. Can I get your autograph? you coming out, you coming out the locker room at the Y and they snapping your picture. Angel on the bike, pedaling at the you. I'm live at the Y. Angel over here. You know what I'm saying? What kind of what? Man, don't get me started about how crazy this stuff talk. This stuff sound. I'm gonna pay you. I put the quarter in my locker for the day. The little key, like at the amusement park. Angel, you got a towel? Oh, Angel, your flat iron's already flat. Can I use them? Your flat iron's already hot. Can I use them? What? Come on, y'all. Think about that. These are pro athletes, though. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? You over there working out. And Patrick Mahomes on the bike next to you, getting ready for the Super Bowl. I don't mean the NBA. I mean the WNBA. Oh, but see, that's the thing. That's the thing they don't realize. The WNBA really is just controlled by the NBA. Everything Kathy do, the final Adam is the final look.
Mm-hmm.
He may not sign nothing, but if you think that Adam ain't the final look, what they say on the Lion King, look harder. Yeah, Adam, he the one. They got cubbies like a daycare. Yeah, come on, very lost and found. Is this your phone? This your phone? Yeah, come on, y'all. Let me play with your crutches. Yeah, salute. Let me see your crutches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these players better be smart with this CBA. This they won't have leverage like this again. And think about the fact that this is why me and Lil talking about this stuff. If you go back and look at the series of things that we're talking about, they're doing this right now with the CBA and then bringing in 3 more teams. They brought in 3 more teams that are what? NBA owned. So now what?
Mm-hmm.
So now the majority of teams in this league are now what? Controlled by the NBA, which means what? They control the vote, which means what? If they don't fight hard enough, they'll control the voice.
Mm-hmm.
So they will decide, they will define how this league gets made. So this is what me and Lil ain't just, some old people ain't got nothing to do. We got plenty of stuff we could be doing. We pushing back on narratives. Yeah, this is a once in a lifetime. This makes or breaks the league.
Yeah. This will determine the future of the women's league for sure.
But let's call it what it is. That PowerPoint, them telling black women they only work in investment if they profit right now, it's not bad leadership. It's plantation politics in a blazer. Candace Parker's group was declined for no reason. And it's the same old logic. You grind, you win, you sacrifice, but your value capped. That's Jim Crow math in the corporate slide deck. Exploit the labor, gaslight the worker. Mm-hmm. This ain't just about gender. It's about race and gender colliding. Black women athletes carry the lead, but when it's time for investment or leadership, they're afterthought. The face when the camera's on, the engine when it's time to win, visible when it comes to the real power. This guy ain't showing innovation. They showing control. Player movement, public narrative, even what black women are allowed to expect. And this ain't just sports. We've seen it in music, media, every corporate room. Black women overperform, still undervalued. Can we dissect the CBA compared to the proposed one, or at least certain aspects? Or is that too much? I don't know. We got to ask Political Lil.
We got a series coming up about the CBA.
Are we gonna compare what it is to what they propose? I think I don't know if we know what they propose. Louis, do you know what they proposed? If you please share, if you know what if there's a link to what was actually proposed, I'd say it was a slap in the face. And then they tried
and they didn't say
they
no
said
more.
They said it was a slap in the face. They didn't tell us what it was, and the next thing they tried to tell us was it was a conflict of interest because Stewie was here. Man, that's the last thing we need to be worried about. Ain't nobody worried about that.
The conflict of interest is this: they want to continue a plantation sharecropping model. And the women want a BRI model similar to the men. And we're gonna do a show on that BRI model so that you all can see all of the things and the elements in it. This is why Kelsey Plum said we want a BRI model like the guys have. We want percentages of every revenue source that comes in. Right now, it's a closed book. Nobody knows the revenue coming in. You had $200 million allegedly came in last year, and instead of 50-50 split, out of that they got about 9.3%. And see, they got all these little hidden what they call markers. Okay, if you make $20 million on the media deal, we'll give you this percentage. But if you don't open your books, how I know what I made?
They just gonna keep on saying no. You ain't hit it this year. Maybe next year.
And then they bragging about this $2.2 billion media deal. Currently constructed, the way the CBA is constructed, they're not getting any of that money. That money is going to ownership. Jersey sales. They don't get no ticket sales. They're not getting hot dog sales. They get little or nothing. And then they never told if they met the requirements for whatever little secretive markers they have in there. what they call price points that you got to meet. In other words, you got to make so much money before you can get this percentage, that percentage, this percentage. But I can't see your books. That's where got to go. And that's what is economic discrimination.
No, they don't get royalties off sales. We buy that jersey, they ain't getting none off that. That's why Angel has
her own
products on her own website.
Exactly.
She get all that money if you go on her website. Yep.
Everything they selling is going to those teams, and you got little bitty trinkets if they meet these revenue markers.
Check this out. I was watching the Stud Buds podcast with Heidemann and Courtney Williams. And Courtney said, for going to the finals last year, you know what their bonus was? $3,000.
And that's another thing. They don't even get all-star bonuses.
$3,000. I couldn't believe it. So we got about 3,000. Ain't no revenue sharing for the ladies. Yeah, 3,000. It's on their podcast. He said 3 stacks. Not even good 5 stacks. Not even good 10 stacks. But think about it. Unrivaled. I got 10 stacks just for my teammate winning the 1v1.
Exactly.
I got 10 bands for my home girl winning.
I ain't broke a sweat.
So that's why the CBA is so important. That's why this conversation is so important to us. This is why we are pushing this content. This is what PoliSports Tea Time is about. We want the engagement. We want the conversations back from you. We want y'all to tell us what's on your mind. What do you think? What are the things that y'all are seeing? This is an unpopular strategy, but all guaranteed contract players need to boycott playing. That will probably force some ownership to sue for breach, and those lawsuits introduce discovery. Books open.
Mm-hmm.
Okay for cheesecake. Over to juniors. Bring me back a cheesecake from juniors, buddy. Over the bridge and back. Over the bridge and back, Imperial Stats. But I mean, listen, basically this guy, they're not showing no innovation. They're showing basically just control. Player movement, public narrative, even what black women are allowed to even expect. And it ain't just sports. I mean, listen, black women overperform, still undervalued. And it's not just basketball operations. We're going to break down the power structure behind the game. Because if the ownership ain't about care and equity, it's just exploitation in disguise. Oh, yeah, they got a lot for me. Rival champ. You got a lot for just being an unrivaled. But what does it mean that players are still having to navigate this kind of racialized labor structure in 2025?
It means the system it's never changed. It's just modernized this tool. In 2025, black women are still carrying leagues, companies, movements without getting any return for their labor. In the WNBA, it shows up as undervaluation of these women, overworking them and then underinvesting in them. And that's not just a basketball problem. That's a workplace problem, a healthcare problem, an economic problem. Black women are constantly expected to save institutions that won't even meet their basic needs. And that's not empowerment. It's simple exploitation. And the closest model you can get to is the model that they instituted after slavery, which was sharecropping. And that's just what these owners are. They're owners, and these players are being treated like sharecroppers. And if you look at the parallels of sharecropping and what this CBA is as it's written right now, you'll definitely see the parallels because they right there.
I mean, not all, but they got something that's real pretty. And you know what? Beauty and the eye of the beholder. Somebody think each one of them cute. How about that? So there's somebody out there for all of them, and all of them have a following.
Mm-hmm.
All of them have a following. That's my big thing. Quit leaving money on the floor. I'm getting all the money. I ain't leaving no money on the floor. I want the Angel Reese money, the Alyssa Peely money. I want the little money, the big money, and always better than that. See, I'm gonna add it all up, and then it makes the league better. But when you try to push one narrative, or you try to cater to just one marketing group, You leave a whole lot of money on the floor, and then you alienate a whole lot of other folks.
Mm-hmm.
And now she ain't so hot no more. Now it look like she might not look like she not a starter no more. Now it look like maybe she need a little bit more help. Now the narrative that you were trying to push about her being the savior, it don't work like that.
Mm-hmm. It's not flying, it's dying.
Right? And so now you looking around, but we wouldn't even be looking around. We would still be grinding and riding and thriving if you had everybody pushing. So when one fall off, we get over there and fix that up while everything else is still pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but see, here's the thing. It took some before Angel. It took for Angel to be able to pop like this. It took a Candace Parker. It took a Cheryl Swoops. So Angel popped like this so that you can have a Flau'jae Johnson and a Juju Watkins and the ones that's coming behind her. Because Flau'jae is coming into the league with 20 acres, $1 million, and a degree. What you gonna tell me?
Mm-hmm.
I got 20 acres, at least $1 million in the bank, and a degree. All I'm hearing about is the basketball. Oh, the talent is way better now. Back in the day, you only knew Lisa Leslie. I got you. Lisa Leslie, it was Rebecca Lobo, it was Tisha Pinachero, there was Cynthia Cooper, there was Cheryl Swoops, there was Ruthie Bolden, it was Tina Thompson.
Yeah, don't be so quick to say that the talent wasn't there. The talent was always there.
It just the talent. What it is the difference in the talent levels now is those you get to see the beauty of what we see now, and why I'm so passionate about it, and why I'm so big about pushing back on narratives and making sure that they stay in charge, is because what you're seeing now is what happens when young women have an entire lifetime to think about being a professional ball player.
Mm-hmm.
From the time that they little, they know that they can grow up and be that. And so they think, eat, sleep, move, and make decisions like that. So their bodies are in better shape. They play more basketball. They got better support groups around them. They take better care of their bodies. They got better resources around them. That's what they look like. Well, the Valkyries got the league shook, but so do the Phoenix Mercury.
Mm.
Oh, the NIL was not the best thing to happen to the W ball, but it can be. It could be helpful, but it could be some sharecropping going on there. Check out our video. Mm-hmm. Katrina McClain, yeah, Teresa Edwards, Teresa Witherspoon, Sue Wicks, Jeanette Arcane, Jennifer Azen. All of them should be millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't leave here. We can't just come in here and cause all this chaos without giving some kind of breakdown to action. Now we organize. Now we build. So first up, we need the whole squad tapping in. Use hashtag Broken Sky and respect their game. Oh, hold on. I wanted Dean to be back here so that I could do this in part. Dean, you continually come here and engage. And while I appreciate the engagement, the one thing about my community is that everybody that's here, that's participating, is very genuine about wanting to be in the conversation. You've continuously shown since this morning that you're not here to be genuine about the conversation. So I wanted you to just know, I wanted you to see my face when I removed your disingenuous ass. Don't come back. All right. Sorry about that, folks. But so we need the whole squad tapping in. Use Broken Sky and respect our game. Not just to vent, but to mobilize. Hashtag Broken Sky. Hashtag respect our game. Let's get loud. Let's get coordinated. We're calling on the WNBA to step the fuck up. If the league can regulate uniforms, fines, and tweets, then it can regulate facilities. We want facility equity audits across all teams. This is about health. It's about safety. It's about respect. And let's not play. This got Title VII written all over. If neglect is racialized and systemic, it's not just shady. It's legally actionable. William Goins, I appreciate you. I appreciate your support, fam. You come around all the time, all of the positive. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Finally, we got to get We got every right to demand this guy invest or get out. We want transparency. We want ownership models that center players, not just profits and PR. Because this ain't just about one team. This is about the future of the dub. So if you respect the game, you got to respect the players, period. How you going to respect the game if you don't respect the people playing?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think public campaigns like Respect Her Game can make real impact, Lil?
Hey, campaigns like Respect Her, hashtag Respect Her Game, that matters because it can shift the narrative, and that's where change can start. Online organizing raises visibility, mobilizes fans, and applies pressure where it hurts. So public image and brand reputation, all of that is important. But the real impacts come, that comes when we got that digital noise turning our demands into policy, petitions and town halls into legal action. And the balance is this: if we use social media to wake people up, then channel that energy into structural demands, awareness will be sparked, and then accountability can happen as a goal.
So is it time to start imagining player-owned or community-backed WNBA franchises? Like, could you see something where like a community, like how they do with the Green Bay Packers? Like, we all own the Packers. Everybody. Could you see them doing something like that with a WNBA team? And what would that mean for players to have that true power inside the business side of the league?
Wow, it's way past the time. But the player and a community back models, now that'd be revolutionary for the WNBA. And for Black women, it would mean no longer begging for respect. You have to have power to enforce things, and ownership means you have control over the facilities, the coaching hires, the media messaging, and the money flow. And it's not just representation; it's transformational. We seen what could happen when Black women, lead on the court. Imagine what they could do if they, led from the boardroom. And I really, 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 really wish they had given Candace that franchise, because I believe she could set up, an incredible model for what could happen in the future. I was very disappointed she didn't get that opportunity. And look like the way she's dug into the culture and how important she is, in media, in business. It was just an ideal time to make a change, but not the ideal climate. And so the old guard, once again, holding on to the asset.
Love the thought. Oh, Tim's, I love when y'all do this. Thank you, Imperial. Thank you, Louis. Yes, yeah. Thanks, White Wolf. Yes, discussing that we only have one Black female coach. We got a series on that. We'll talk about that as well. But as we get ready to wrap this up, y'all, let's be clear. This ain't just commentary. It's a calling. We need y'all to get to action now. What we exposed today: broken promises in Chicago, league silence, Black women erased from the spaces they built. That ain't random. That's a system. And we're not letting it stand. So that's why we are launching Respect Her. Be on the lookout for our website launching Respect Her, hashtag Respect Her Game. Because no team, no exec, no owner should get away with treating Black and brown women like they don't matter. We're asking you to pull up, push, hashtag Respect Her Game, demand facility audits, fight for player first policy. This movement ain't just for hoopers. It's for anybody who knows equity ain't optional. Equity ain't optional, y'all. It's not optional. Because this ain't just about buildings. It's about respect, power. It's about taking the game back from the ones who built it. Players deserve more. Fans deserve the truth. And this culture we're building together, it starts now. Let's move. So, Dally Chef, where's the facility? It's supposed to be done in December. Have you seen a brick drop? Yeah, Reese already owned a team in the league. Don't forget that part. So she owned a soccer team, right? And then she's an equity owner of Unrivaled. Her resume stacked up.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Lou?
We keep coming back and forth to one truth. Now, these systems didn't break, and they working exactly as designed. And if the system in Chicago and across this league was built to profit from Black excellence while refusing to invest in it, then it's our job as fans to disrupt that system and not just talk about it. Because exploitation is always deliberate. And so our resistance needs to be, you know, we need you all support and coming and, you know, viewing these shows, listening to the recorded shows that we do that explain, you know, our whole position, you know, all the way out. Because it's just not about basketball. It's about who gets to matter in the business of this culture. And Black women are not just talent. We are the blueprint, the backbone, and the brilliance of this league. And if the league can't reflect that in how it treats us, then, you know, it may be time to you know, step out of this space and maybe rebuild a league in our own image. And that's what you see in Unrivaled. You know, we got a whole ownership accountability, and that's the fans as well as these young ladies that are playing, because when you come with numbers, people listen. And if they got, these players have millions and millions of fans behind them saying, we want it like this, then they got to respect that, because that's where the dollars are.
Well said. Well said. So we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. That's foul for the players. That facility should have been inspiring to this team. Oh, Dallas Chef. Oh yeah, it should have. But the thing is, Dallas Chef, they won a championship in 21. Is that right? 21, 22, 21. They've been in the league over 20 years. They should have a facility. There's no way they should be renting lockers at the back of the rec center. That's crazy. That's wild to me. Like, no wonder the young lady came out. It was like they stole my shoes. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember the video when who was that? Diamond the Shields came out and they had stole her shoes at the facility. Crazy. Unrivaled isn't just a new league, but a warning shot. It's a warning shot. Oh yeah, message. FAFO. She think it's funny, but people watching. It's a lot of people watching. But we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Broken Sky, like she said, it's not just about one team, y'all. It's a mirror, and it exposed how this league still plays Black and brown women like they're optional in the game they built. No, it ain't safe. But we're not just calling it out. We're changing the whole structure. Up next, the CBA Reckoning, Race, Labor, and Power in the WNBA. This ain't just a series, it's a movement. We unpacking how race, gender, and labor are being used to protect power and silence Black women. We were just talking about it, y'all. This current CBA still looking like sharecropping with sneakers on. We pushing for BRI partnership like we was talking about, not just no performative pay bumps. Episode 1 is going to be changing the face, how the WNBA is erasing Black women to court conservative dollars. We're pulling receipts, tracking the spin, and we're going to ask who benefits, who gets cut out, and how we flip the system for real equity. Don't just tune in, organize with us. Fans got power. The mic is yours. The mic is ours now. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support. Wait, let's go. Y'all know who I am. Cess, your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies. Alongside my ride or die co-host, the true sniper, Political Lil. Y'all stay sharp, stay loud, stay locked in, stay tuned. Talk soon. Y'all know what it is. I'm back. Just about probably like 30 minutes for the basketball game. We out.